Hello there everyone, I'm your German snob and I welcome you all to another episode of Random Crap I Bought on Steam. This is a pretty big one, because today we are going to play some Dark Souls 3, which as you might know has just recently, what the hell is that, I don't care, but I'm just going to go for accept, sure, or maybe not. Okay. I agree, totally. That was necessary. But yeah, as I said, Dark Souls 3, a pretty big release this year. Now, my history with the Dark Souls series, I think the music could stand to be a bit more quiet, so... I want to say I'm just going to take care of that, which... Here we go. I think that's good enough. Yeah. Okay, so what I was going to say. Dark Souls 3, newest installation in the Dark Souls series. Now, what's my history with this series? Well, basically I've played Dark Souls 1. And I've played it all the way through. I own Dark Souls 2, and I played a small part of it, but I just didn't enjoy it a whole lot, which is when I played through it. And that's kinda it. Haven't played Demon Souls, haven't played Bloodborne, and haven't played Dark Souls 3 up to now. This is a blind playthrough of the beginning of the game. So, let's get started. New game, and get the introduction right out of the way. Flame is visible and dragon is invisible. Well, the dragon is still kinda visible, but... I'm gonna say it's good enough. And once again I'm going to say it's good enough.
Yes, indeed.
Mm-hmm.
It is called Lothric, where the transitory lands of the Lords of Cinder converge. In venturing north, the pilgrims discover the truth of the old words. The fire fades, and the lords go without thrones. When the link of fire is threatened, the bell tolls, unearthing the old lords of Cinder from their graves. Aldrich, saint of the deep, Farron's undead legion, the Abyss Watchers. And the reclusive lord of the profaned capital. Yon the giant. nameless, accursed undead, unfit even to be cinder. And so it is that ash seeketh embers.
Yep, it's Dark Souls, alright. Dark Souls is very well known for having a story that is told in a way that is rather minimalistic. I think that's the best word to describe it. It's minimalistic. Which I'm sure is something that many people appreciate, yet will probably alienate others. Personally, I'm pretty okay with it, because I like coming to my own conclusions about things. But I'm sure some might argue it's a bit lazy, it's a bit... well, maybe not even lazy. But it's putting the effort in piecing together the story into the hands of the player. And some might accuse them of using that as an excuse not to tell the story themselves. But as I said, there are differing opinions you can have about that. And I should probably go and create my character, so this isn't going to be particularly interesting to watch, so excuse me for a moment. And here we are. I have made my character. Isn't she a sight? See, it's funny because you can't actually see because she's in all armor and... Yeah, no, but seriously. Basically, I made her look like I make all my characters look. In anything. So there is that. We can choose a gift. These tend to be very, very useless. So I'm just gonna go for... What do these do? Fully restores HP, hidden... Now this sounds really useful, but knowing Dark Souls, you'll just find one of those in like the first 30 minutes of the game anyway. Raises maximum HP, fully restores FP. To upgrade fire weapons. Used to acquire many souls. Once again, sounds good, but it's probably completely useless. Increases item discovery. Online play item, I don't care. But only once. Let's go for the life ring, it sounds the least useless. So, you know what, let's just stop playing. I think that would be the smartest thing to do. Now I really kind of wonder if this game is any good. Because, as I said, I wasn't a big fan of Dark Souls 2. Now, during the development of this game, I was cautiously optimistic because we're gonna have a cutscene, right? Cemetery of Ash. So what I was about to say. Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of Dark Souls 2, but I was cautiously optimistic for this game, as a lot of the talent that was working on Dark Souls 1 but not on Dark Souls 2 was actually again involved with this one. I'm mostly talking about the director of Dark Souls 1, Mr. I think Miyazaki is his name, who wasn't really involved with 2 but did had the development of this game, which should be a good sign. R control camera, yeah, I figured that one out on my own, mostly because I've played the first game, but really that's just what you do in video games. RB regular attack, yep, sure is. And trigger is a strong attack, obviously. You block, or rather use your shield with LB and you do a shield strike with left trigger, of course. Target lock, you're an enemy, aren't you? Well, you aren't anymore. So far, well, everything works the way it used to work, doesn't it? B backstep and... okay. She can roll much better than you'd expect her in all that armor. And I think she rolls also better than you could wearing the same armor in the first game. Don't do that. Can I backstab you? Yes, I can. Everything the way you'd expect it to be. An Ashen Estus flask. I suppose we need to get to a bonfire to fill it up. Guard, yeah, I know. Be behind an enemy critical hit. What I just did with that other guy. And... surprise! Ah, that's how you make friends. You backstab them with a sword. And I think there are two, so let's just lure them out one by one. There we go. Now, this being Dark Souls, I kinda expect you can't... yeah, right, you can't pause. I really wish you could. That's like one of my big complaints that I always had about the Dark Souls series. You can't pause the game. And it's so inconvenient. And don't get me wrong, I get why it's there. It probably relates to the online mode, but... as I said, it's inconvenient, that's what it is. How about that fucker? He's kinda dead now. There's also that guy who's firing crossbow arrows at me. Now, I think there can be something done against that. Can I backstab you? I kinda want to. But if I can just strike you down like that, that's fine too. We can two-hand our weapon, but I rather prefer to have the shield. And you might accuse me of being a bit cheap in that regard. Because, you know, playing with shield in Dark Souls, come on, what are you, some kind of casual scrub? And I will say, yes, yes I am. Seriously though, I guess I'm not really great at Dark Souls, but then... well, I made it through the first game, so that's something. Any enemies around here? Well, there's that guy, and I don't really know if I can kill him just yet, though all those blood splatters would imply otherwise. So I'm gonna keep that for later. Now I kinda planned to make this video for, or like keep it running until I die for the first time. So I gotta be careful. Or maybe just kill myself once I get sick of making this video. That would be an option too. There is some lag there. It's not bad. And mostly it's a relatively stable 60 FPS, but there is some lag there, and I'm not sure if it's my PC's fault or if it's the game's fault. But I'm just going to say it's the game's fault, because otherwise I'd have to admit that my PC is shit. L and RB kick. Huh? Oh, crikey. That's something I'm never going to figure out, isn't it? Are you supposed to press? Are you supposed to press the left control stick, or are you supposed to tap it? You're supposed to tap it. It's just as clunky as in the first game. Don't expect me to actually be able to do this on a regular basis. You can still parry. I was never really good at that either. I never really bothered learning it in the first Dark Souls until I got to the final boss where you basically we're expected to know how to do it. But it's something you can do, yeah. I mean, it's not that hard if you figure out the timing on specific enemies, but it's a bit of a hassle and mostly just not worth it. At least not in single player. It might be otherwise if you play in multiplayer, which I never did much, because that was mostly dead when I played Dark Souls 1 for the first time. But in single player you hardly ever needed it, except for the aforementioned final boss of Dark Souls 1. Well, you kinda had to. It might be possible to do it without parrying, but that would make it much harder. Blood splatter. That guy just plain committed suicide. I wonder what led him to make that decision. But it is not in my right to judge. Hey, first bonfire. I just lit the hell out of that bonfire. I'm gonna rest at that bonfire. Okay. But I can't really do much. I can't level up. And, well, I can't do anything, literally. So... Yo. Sorry, just got interrupted. You probably didn't even notice there was a cut here, but there was, believe me. So what I was going to say is, yeah, bonfire is just gonna serve as save points. So far, we can't really do anything there. There's an enemy down there. And if I was to drop down there, I'd probably hurt myself. So, I won't. I'm just going to kill that clown first. And can I want to say, can I use a He takes 2 hits, the other one only took 1. The other ones only took 1. But he doesn't, he took 2. And that caught me off guard. Well, not off guard enough to get hurt, but... Die. You too. I should probably try to do a strong attack against one of them, but... eh. The fast ones work just fine. I think there was another one over there. Ha, do it. You can go down there. It's kinda hidden away, but you can. Is it gonna be worth it? He has a shield. And that little path there is really narrow. I will ask that question again, is it worth it? Well, apparently you can't really do it without attracting the attention of both of them. But one has a crossbow and the other one has a shield, as I said. They lose interest if I... Come on, attack so that I know how I have to deal with you. That's how I have to deal with you, Jax. That's how I have to deal with you. Just want to figure that out. And he goes down very easily, which means that I can get that item. Firebomb. Why not? Never really used those much either in any of the first 2 games, but... Hey, that might change. I don't know. So let's go where we're actually supposed to go. And once again, game is a bit laggy. I'm at 30 FPS right now. And contrary to what some people might claim, you do know the difference. Like it's... There's another item down there. But is it smarter to just drop down there, or... What could possibly go wrong? Now, how do I reach it? Jump? No? Let's assume whatever that item is not that great. RB while falling, plunging attack. Come on, there gotta be some way. Maybe if I had... Never mind. Lunging attack. Lunging attack! Hehehe. I got the Fading Soul. Don't know what those do. I could look it up, but it's... Oh, you crossbow using son of a bitch. That's what that'll get you. Now that's a boss arena if I ever saw one. So I said I'm going to play this until I die for the first time. I'm probably going to die there for the first time. Just gonna announce that right away, so that you don't get your hopes up that I'll be able to beat this guy on my first try. Hello there. Are you gonna attack, or do I have to? I mean, I wouldn't mind if you started. Remove sword, eh? So that's when you're going to attack. And if I just said, well, nuts to that, live and let live, I don't mind you being here, I don't want your sword, I have my own, it works just fine. Can I just go through? No, I probably can't. Nope. Just checking. Mando, this game looks good. You know, going back to Dark Souls 1, you can't help but admit that it looks not that great in retrospect. Like, the art style is great, but the actual graphics are... well, they show their age. But this looks nice. It does. So yeah, let's go for a boss fight. Let's get this done. Ouch! Ah, yeah, that's what I expected. Actually, no, I expected much worse. He doesn't take off all my stamina with that attack. Which I find kinda... nice. How do I go about this? Right now I'm on the defensive, as you can probably tell. So when is the best time to get a hit in? Not now. But he did this little combo and... then he hurt me. And that's exactly what I expected would happen. Let's heal. Again, Where's the best place to stand? Probably that. Totally going to die. Totally. No way I'm not gonna. Which is why my commentary right now is really uninteresting, because I want to concentrate on this fight. Could have hit him there. Did hit him there. What the hell are you doing, you son of a gun? You have a second phase. That doesn't come as much of a surprise, honestly, but I can't say I anticipated it. Also, it looks a bit on the confusing side, doesn't it? Like, I mean, it's kinda hard to tell how he's... But it does look like the old Dark Souls rules apply of the closer you are to them, the harder they'll find it to hit you. So that's nice. It really is. Are you gonna attack or do I have to? Ha! Did it on my first try. Catharsis. That's what I just felt. Catharsis. Because I managed to beat the tutorial boss of a video game. I'm great at this. Seriously though, it went better than I expected. So let's hope it'll stay that way. You know what? I haven't played Bloodborne myself, but I've seen some playthroughs of it, and some aspects of the art style of this game, mostly those graves, kinda remind me of it. Which is why I suspect that the developers might have reused some assets there. Just a hunch on my part. Broken straight sword, just what I wanted. Open menu. That's awfully late to explain that. Equipment, inventory, status, message, system. Okay. Okay. Do I want to take the upper route or the lower route, or do I want to check out what's on the right? Nothing much, really. Except that I can see that there is a guy there. Just looking down on the glyph. Contemplating suicide. Can't blame him. But maybe I'll be able to grant him some sweet release from his life. You have a spear. And a shield. But, you know, that's nothing I haven't dealt with so far. So come here. And let me kick your ass. Don't wanna. Because you count on your buddy right there supporting you, don't you? You might actually not. You might just stand around like an idiot. Took a hit there, but it didn't actually do much damage. Any more enemies? Doesn't look like it. So, homeward bone. That might come in handy. In case you don't know what those do, they transport you back to the last bonfire you've rested at. Can be kinda nice if you're in danger of dying and losing a lot of your souls, which, again, if you're unfamiliar with those games, you used to level up. And right. Let's kill him. He doesn't deserve to live. Bye-bye. I actually hoped I would backstab him, but somehow that didn't happen. Don't know why. How many of them are there? 2 and another one a bit further up. Okay. Ah! Both at once. Am I good or am I good? I think I'm good. So far I am going to say this game is a bit easier than Dark Souls 1. Because I do remember dying at the Asylum Demon, which was probably kind of the equivalent of that boss right back there. I didn't get his name. What a shame. But yeah, I did die at him, but I didn't die at that fella. Now maybe I've just have gotten better at this game. Maybe I'm just a pro at Dark Souls. But probably it's because he wasn't particularly hard, realistically speaking. Hey there, undead dog. How's it going for you? Not very well. Which might be my fault, but I'm not gonna deny it. Ember. Again, gotta look up what that does somewhat later. But now I just, I don't want to show you inventory management, I want to show you gameplay. You might argue that inventory management is a kind of gameplay, but, I want to show you action is what I'm saying. Anything over there? A whole lot of people seem to have died. And there's a guy up there. Dry ranged battle. Not something I can do. You know what, no, we're gonna go there later. Right now I just would rather like to enter that building there. God, this game looks good though. Look at the castle. Look at it. It's a hell of a castle. Firelink Shrine. In the first game that was the hub area, so I assume it's going to be the same in this one. The bonfire will deliver thee to Lothric. Do I want to go to Lothric? Probably. I don't see why not. Also, I was for a short moment down to 30 FPS again. But that's okay. Now the real fight begins. I assume as much. Let's take the stairs down there. And you people aren't enemies, no you're not.
Ah, another one roused from the sleep of death. Well, you're not alone. We unkindled are worthless. Can't even die right. Gives me conniptions. And they'd have us seek the lords of Cinder and return them to their moulding thrones. But we're talking true legends with the metal to lit the fire. You're not fit to lick their boots.
I did it once, I can do it again.
Don't you think?
Yep. I did it once and I can do it again. So basically, if you haven't picked up on the story of Dark Souls, which, again, it's told a bit cryptically. The gist of it is the following. There is some sort of magical fire. It's threatening to go out. If it went out, it would presumably mean the end of the world as we know it. It's also connected to a bunch of undead suddenly rising up. You have to rekindle the fire. That's the basic premise of Dark Souls. It is more complicated than that if you get to the finer details of it, but that's the basic premise. Hello there, lady.
Welcome to the bonfire, unkindled one. I'm a firekeeper.
That's nice.
I tend to the flame and tend to thee. The lords have left their thrones and must be delivered to them. To this end, I am at thy side.
Can I level up? Probably.
Then touch the darkness within me.
You.
Take nourishment from these sovereignless souls.
Can I level up? Yes, I can. Oh my god! They don't have a resistance stat anymore. What I'm going to put all my points in? That was a joke. What am I gonna go for? In Dark Souls 1 I was a strength build. But you know what? I don't think I can do anything wrong by leveling up my endurance, and maybe my vigor. And just to lay the groundwork, I might actually go for... Do I want to go for dexterity? You know what? No, I'm going to stay in my comfort zone. Right, and that's it. Will I regret spending all of them? I don't know.
Ashen One, to be unkindled is to be a vessel for souls. Sovereignless souls will become thy strength. I will show thee how. Ashen One, bring me souls plucked from their vessels. Farewell, Ashen One.
Thank you very much.
Beautiful.
Angel ahead. Could this be a trap? Nah, I doubt it, because I kinda expect the Firelink Shrine to be fairly safe. Hey there.
Pleasure to make thine acquaintance, Ashen One. I am but a humble handmaid of the shrine. Weapons, armor, trinkets, and spells. I've lots of little things to ease the burden of a weary traveler. And yes, I'm undead too, but not so charitable as to give my goods away.
I never expected you to.
Ashen One, fetch souls and bring them to me. As is thy wont? No?
So what you're saying is you're a merchant. Actually, you can also sell items there. How about that? Do you have anything I want? Amber, what do this? Huh. Nice. Repair powder, firebomb, prismstone. Tower key. If I could afford it, I'd buy it, but I can't. 20,000 souls. Probably can't buy that for a while, as a matter of fact. And I'm gonna assume those shields are all worse than the ones I have now.
Ashen One, if my wares are not to thy satisfaction,
No, they're
bring
fine.
me umbral ash. With ash, I'll fashion new wares.
Huh.
Is it not our sorry fate to sup on death?
Yeah, sometimes I sup all the day. Okay,
Ashen One, be sure to bring more souls.
I will, eventually. Hey, aren't you the guy from the first game, Andre or something? You look exactly like him.
Well, a newcomer, I see. I am Andre.
Yes, you are.
I serve at this shrine as a humble smith, forging weapons. You're in search of the Lords of Cinder, I trust. A toilsome journey, I wager. You'll require good arms. Let me smith you weapons. I am a smith. Such is my purpose.
I could have figured that out on my own. Reinforce Estus Flask, but I'm sure you need something for that, right? Estus Shard, okay, I love the Estus Flask. That doesn't strike me as a very good deal. Reinforced weapons. Now what would I need for that? Titanite Shard, the usual, don't have that.
Pretty be careful.
It's kinda nice to have all these services at such a central spot. Firelink Shrine in the first game didn't have a blacksmith. Pretty sure Andre was hanging around somewhere in the Undead Burg. Was that still part of the Undead, or like the Undead Cathedral? Well, like at that spot where you went from the cathedral to the woods, and he had his little anvil down there, and he reinforced your weapons because he's a good guy. He really is. I appreciate his work, and I think that needed to be said there. But anyway, where do I want to go? Gonna try going down there, question mark. Looks like it could hurt. Same on that side. Yep. You know, YOLO. Now I wanna say so far I'm enjoying this game, but I was also enjoying the beginning of Dark Souls 2 and then it just got worse. Dark Souls 2 had huge problems with its level design, it needs to be said. Problems to a point where it made me unable to really enjoy the game. Well, for lack of a better place to go, let's go out again. Oh, where's the exit? I have a very bad sense of orientation. You probably already knew that. Don't want to fall down there. Nope. Do I want to go back there? I think that might be where I came from. I'm not going to make a cut there, I'm not. Right, and that's where I came from. Now, if I went up instead... that's that one tower for which I can't afford the key. There's a ladder, which I have to let down from the other side. And... that seems to be all there is to that. Okay. Now how do I get to Lothric? Because apparently I can get there from here. Maybe if I go up the other way? Yeah, maybe. The bonfire will deliver thee to Lothric. Good, where's the bonfire? Seriously though. Oh god, down there. Did I not kindle it? I did not kindle it. Friggin' hell. I'm such a spaz sometimes. Sorry, let me kindle your bonfire, lady. Embed the coiled sword. And now? Attune spell, organize storage box, burn undead bone shard. Travel! High Wall of Lothric. That sounds like a hip place to be. Seems like the proper game is about to start. That was just the tutorial section. Let's see how things go on. Honestly, I made it longer without dying than I expected. And I don't want to jinx it, by no means. How about that sword that I can't pick up? Dark Souls has that thing where the only way to pick up items is either from dead bodies or, well, either from bodies that have already been dead or from dead enemies. Or from chests, that too. High Wall of Lothric. Friggin' neat. This game lacks its huge ornate castles. But I can't blame them, it looks nice. Can't wait to explore it. bonfire. So can I travel back to the Firelink Shrine at all times? Yeah. Okay. What the hell is that? Summon sign? No, don't need. Again, I'm not really all that familiar with the multiplayer aspect of Dark Souls. I think in my playthrough of Dark Souls 1 I got invaded like twice. Actually, once I lost to the invader in a kinda funny way. And by funny I mean kinda embarrassing. I was about to win. I got a few really good hits in. But then I triggered an enemy, like some Ibalda Knight. And now he didn't kill me, but he made me back off, which made me fall down a pit. That's a lot of dudes. Are you aggressive, or is it just that one? It's just that one, I think. Hey there, Mr. Undead Man. You're a bit more dead than before. Now. You're gonna throw your lantern at me and try to set me on fire? Because that sounds like something you do. But you didn't. That's fine. Pushovers. There's a guy over there. Is he gonna get aggressive? He would seem like it. There's another guy over there. He has a shield. That ain't good news. Nope. He's a peaceful one. Well, you know, I'm not going to say all undeads are like that, but then they're trying to try and stab you in the back. You can't trust those bastards. And you see, that's why I don't want those undeads in my country. It's not that I'm saying they're all bad. I have good friends that are undead. But you can't trust them. Firebomb, that's nice. Hey you, standing there behind those crates, waiting for something, whatever. I'm gonna kill you. Hey you, take a back step that I can't exit. Never mind that. Do I want to go down or do I want to go further on? I don't want to go down. But I can't go further on, so I do want to go down. Descend. Can't slide down like you could in like Zelda and many other games, but I was just arbitrarily thinking of Zelda. Soul of a desecrated corpse. There's that guy who has his back turned to me. And there's that guy who has his front turned to me. And there's that guy who died there. Come here. Come here. And he has a crossbow. Fine. And he had a painful death. Fine. Jesus, that's a lot of guys. I could try a drop attack by some means, I'm sure. Jeez, that's a lot of guys. And there's a dragon up there. Might in fact not be a dragon, but a wyvern, but I don't trust people who make that distinction, I'm gonna say it like this. Ouch! Can I still go on there? I'm gonna try for it. Totally can. Is he still there? Yes, he is. That guy, he wasn't my friend. But then I never made friends with dragons easily. Jesus. You are different. But I should be able to handle him if I try hard enough. Then backstab him like that. Ouch. Ouch. He has basically the same moveset as a Balder Knight. We just meet him way earlier in the game. Ouch! I keep saying that. For some strange reason. Oh, come on! Okay. Well then. I was kinda waiting for this to happen because I knew it would eventually. And as I promised, I'm going to call it quits here. So you know what, folks? This is Dark Souls 3. I'm enjoying it so far. Seems to be a good game. Not really sure how it'll measure up to the other two games in the series, but so far I like what I'm seeing, you know. I'm kind of frustrated about not being able to beat that knight, because again his moveset wasn't really that unpredictable. I was just kinda botching it. I was. But you know what? I will learn from my mistakes. And I'm your German snob, and that was another episode of Random Crap I bought on Steam. I'll be seeing you. Ciao.